Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a soft goth makeup look with a little bit of pop of color. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, keep on watching. This is so much fun. You can use, if I will tell you in this video several times, you can use whatever colors you have, you love, you want to do. I did a more berry pinkish kind of an eye look, and then I popped in a little bit of mint. You can use whatever colors you have. You can do a smoky eye, you can do a brown smoky eye, a black smoky eye, and then just add a pop of color you enjoy. You don't have to do the pop of color if you don't feel comfortable with that. Also, I did a quite soft lip with a gloss, but you can also do a way more like solid color, like black, a deep color, whatever you have on your face. It doesn't matter. Do whatever you feel comfortable with. I feel this is so much fun. If you do want to enjoy the fun, we will start with the eye look first, because that is a smoky eye and we don't want to ruin our foundation. So let's do this first, jump right in. So let's begin. We're starting, as you can tell, with a little bit of under eye patches, because listen, I need it, but also because this is a non-existing makeup face, because I will start with like deep colors. We do a smoky eye. So for me personally, that means I am not doing my face first. I'm doing my eyes first. You can of course switch however you like it. I will start though with a cream shadow, and this will be black. You can use, by the way, one from Huda. This one is the Empowered palette. We have here one. You can use technically whatever black you have on hand, and I am wanting that because I want to have a really deep base around my lashes, and this is because I do want to have a good backdrop for my colorful liner as well as mascaras. So that is just in case you ask yourself. You can skip that part if you don't like that, or if you don't want to like go that deep. But again, I will start with a black cream shadow. You can do a deep brown or whatever you like. By the way, I did not use that palette in quite some time, and the black is still blacking, which that is great. You can use a really small brush. I will use just a flat brush. And yes, I do, or I did some primer underneath, because I don't trust my oily eyelids. If you don't have oily eyelids, you can skip that part where you do a primer underneath. Again, for me personally, I can't, because yeah, oily eyelid problems. We will just place that on the lash line, and again we will cover that up. Listen, this don't need to be precise or like pretty in any shade, way or form. By the way, you can also use like the Patrick Ta has a cream black. I have the Revolution one. I think this is the Iconic Muse or something like this, that palette. That is like a dupe for the Patrick Ta one, and that one has a black cream shadow as well. So you can use all of these. You can also use, if you have like the NYX Jumbo eye pencil in black. I do have this as well. Again, not Eyely Girl approved. These ones are a little bit better with the oily eyelids, but again, if you don't have that problem, that is not the biggest thing. So we try to blend it at least a little bit here, so we don't have like a point. Even if I layer on top my shadows, which I will do, we don't need to like have like a step here. And again, still using just that one brush. You can, and we will probably use that on the lower lash line as well, just to blend it out a little bit. You can also deepen that up a little, just with the same black, and just put it right to the lashes. Again, it's still the same brush. You can of course use a smaller brush if you're more comfortable with that. I'm not, because again, this not has to be precise or like super like specific. Now The next part is deciding what color you do want to do your smoky eye in. You can go in whatever direction you like. Green, blue, red, purple, orange and yellow. You could do also others if you like to. For me personally, I want to go with berries. Like a more reddish kind of a berry. You can use, by the way, for my color scheme, again, you can choose whatever you like. You just need a really, really deep shade, a lighter shade, and well, a light shade. So you need at least 3 colors in that color ream. Like if you want to use teal, you can use the Blend by Nice Lure palette. There are like these shades really nicely. If you use purple, you can use the Lure palette as well, but you also can use Kaleidos, for example, or any other shade you like. Again, it depends on what you like, but you need a really, really deep shade to like go on top of the black, and then you need a mid-tone as well as a really dark light tone just to blend that. You could use I have the Natasha Denona. This is the Mini Love palette. This has at least a really, really deep tone, and you can probably blend it into that mauve. I want to use a little bit more of a reddish pinkish vibe, so for me it will be the Berries by Beauty Bay. And we will go in with this shade next, which is, by the way, Journal. We will go into this shade and we will take a flat brush. This is the 232 by Zeesea. And we will use that on that brush. And we will, look at this, that's so pretty. And we will tap that on top of the black as well as a little higher. See that? Here is the black ending, and we will tap that higher. So we do have a better blend to the next color. I also will blend a little bit without additional color. You see, I did not that brush down like so. See? And again, I will use that on the other eye as well. Of course, if the black is still a little bit moist. This has maybe a little bit of a better result. And you see why I have my like guards on like those. First of all, I need it, but second of all, this is like crumbling down if you're not careful. And again, we're doing here a smoky eye. This is a soft goth look. You know, like if you don't do a smoky eye, this does not need to be. But if you do, like this is just precaution, because I mean, you could be lucky, to be honest. You also could use the Wilderness palette because it's back in stock, by the way, by Beauty Bay, if you have that. I do have that, but again, I was like, oh, well, we use a little bit of a berry shade. But again, you could have some fallout, and so you don't have to clean that up, just saying. That is everything we do with that really, really dark shade. Now, we use a mid-tone shade. In my case, because I do want to add a little bit more red, if you will, because this is like quite a purpley pink, I will go into Garret. I don't know, this one. Is it Garret? Claret? Whatever it is, this one. To warm up a little bit, and this is the Cinch EO2. I will just use a little bit of that color, not too much, and we will go right here in between like the already laid down color as well as where I did not lay down color, just to warm that up again. Now is your time to use the mid shade in whatever color you want to add. Again, if you use a teal, for example, you would have done a deep teal on the black, and then now you would go with the mid teal. And again, you can, of course, customize that. You could go into an orange if you did red, or you could go on top of a purple with a mid-tone purple. Again, whatever you prefer. And now we go into our light shade. For me personally, this will be Doll, which is a warm pinky tone. Again, you could use also like Curve. You can do whatever you like to blend out what we already laid down. I will add the Refer 15 Mini, and I will use Doll on it, and I will just go on top of that color we laid down to blend out that shade. So we have like a really nice blend here. Like, look at this. Isn't that cute? You could also, by the way, if you're like, listen, could also do whatever you like. Just doing that. If you have more space in between your eyes, which I'm not, you could also add in another lighter color. Listen, I have small eyes. It's not going to. Like, look at this. Isn't that cute? Ooh, I absolutely love that. And you definitely can still see the really dark, like, blackish kind of layer. If you're now, like, looking at this and I'm like, it's a little bit patchy, you go in with your first brush, use your first color, tap off a little bit of excess and go on top to blend everything, and then blend in the second shade, blend in the last shade, so everything is nicely blended and nothing looks horrendous. You can again do this, by the way, also with a brown. Just saying, if you're like, listen, I do want to do a smoky eye, but I'm not into color, you can also do this with brown. So that would work fine as well. Do it like their spot, I'm not sure how. So, like this. So you do have like a really nice smoky eye. Again, for me personally, I wanted to add like darkness here in the center and on my lash line because I wanted to do like a puff of color here. If you don't want to, you don't have to go that deep. You could just like start with a deep brown or whatever deep color you have and go on top. You can also start with a deeper mid shade, you know, if it's not too extreme like that. Next step is complexion. So we will like pull these up and then do complexion. So I will show you what we do after that. I just did my base makeup, which is foundation, concealer and contour. We are doing just contour because this is a goth, a soft goth thing. And we all know we don't go into the sun. I mean, me especially, but goth as well. So that's why we're skipping the bronzer and just doing the contour, and then we do blush. Now, do I have a ton of pink? Yes. So that's why we're doing pink. It's of course the only reason why we're doing pink, because we do have a pink eye look. I want to start with the Glam Fluffy. I love that one. This is the Cuddle Time Blush in Tickled Pink, which is a deeper pink. We will like do that first and then build up from there, if you will. You can, of course, I forgot how pigmented these are. Let me blend that out. Listen. Yeah, that is totally what I'm up to. And if you ask yourself, that stuff is pigmented. We're doing a little bit more blush. Just saying. I think if you have these, pigmented, guys. So, and I'll just do a little bit everywhere because that's what we're doing here. To give it a little bit more pink tone, though, I will use the Kaleidos blush. This is an Ecstasy, if I'm not mistaken. This is like a Dior pink, if you will. By the way, these are also pigmented. Just have that in mind. Always forget that these are seeds. So it's a little bit more pink, if you will. And this one is, of course, a little bit more, I would say, sheer. So pigmented but sheer, you'd get the point. But, you know, this is hopefully a little bit more cool toned. This is a little bit more cool toned. So that is giving us a little bit better of a thing to fit the more cooler tone eye. And yes, we will go in on top of like with the lip, but yeah, that is technically the blush. Now, coming back to the eyes, we of course need to do the lower lash line as well, and we do the same steps. We will start with, again, the cream shadow and black. And again, we're doing this so the color pops on top of it. I would just use a small brush. This one is a pencil brush from, I think, Glam. So just have that in mind, and we will place that. Again, this will be a goth look, like we're doing like the smoky. I like to like squint. I do have those. Is it Zeesea? I feel that it's exactly what this is, and let's say it like this. That is great, if you love it. And now we're going in the same direction with our berry palette. Again, you can use the same colors you used on top of the lid. We will go in with this one, then we blend it out with this one, and then we blend it out with this one. So everything is nice and squinty. I will use, by the way, the same brushes. I will just use the tip of the brushes and not the side. So I will go into the deepest shade. Again, just the tip. And run this on top of the black. And again, if you do have those XOXO as well, you can squint so you see what you're doing. And again, by the way, I did not have a ton of fallout, which that could be because of the eye patches or just because the these shadows are not that crumbly, because technically they are not, but I mean, you know, I'm better prepared if that could be the case than, you know, if you do have to clean up afterwards. Just using the mid-tone shade at the end. Again, same brush as I used on top of my look. By the way, I do enjoy my look quite a bit. We will do lips next, so I can show you what that would look like, just the look without the pop of color. So you can, like, if you don't want to do the pop of color, you can just skip the pop of color, and then we go in with the lighter shade as well and blend it as well, so that everything is nicely blended. If you do have bigger eyes, that would be quite fortunate. I don't, so we just skip that step. Now, if for me in a corner, I do want to have, because that's me and I do enjoy that, I do want to have a pop of like something in my inner corner to like lighten up my look. I mean, look at this. Isn't that cute? It is. I want to use single shade. Listen, in that palette there is no white, because of course this is berry toned. Like the lightest shade is, I think, this one. And maybe we can try that. Let me grab a brush. Grab that color. I don't think this is light enough, by the way. Yeah, it's not. It's light, but it's not light enough. We just have, by the way, this is the Zeesea 230. It's just a pencil brush. I do like it, don't get me wrong, but I do want to add a little bit more. So for me personally, I would just use a white on top of that really light shade. You can use whatever you have. I'm having my single shadows, so I can say I used them a little bit more and just use the same brush and just brighten up this shade a little bit further. See, so we do have a little bit of a focal point here. Then we blend it out a little bit. You can also use a cream base underneath that. Just decided I won't. So that is technically, if you want to stop here, you could. Now this could be a really nice smoky eye. Let me add though a lip color. First of all, we line our lips. Now, after that, you can go in totally different direction. You could use black. You could use a really, really deep color of your liking. I could use maybe this one or any other shade that is in the pink realm. Could also use a bright pink if I like to. Just saying. I think I will go with this one though. This is a gloss. Have that in mind. This is by Catrice. This is Dog Romance. It's one of those limited edition glosses. If you do have a deep gloss, that could work as well. I will use Kylie as per usual. You can again use black if you prefer, because it's a goth look. You know, you could like totally get into that realm of like going the full length. But you can also, because it's a, in my case, a soft goth look, you can also do a really soft lip, which I will try. Hopefully the color is right. Because to be honest, this is the first time I'm really disappointed that I don't have a deep pink gloss. Definitely need one. That's the first time for everything. Do you need it to do that? No, you didn't. But for me personally, I do prefer that. Again, you could go into any direction you want. a deep color that is matching your eyes. So if you have a deep teal eye look, you can use a deep teal lip, or if you do have like a brown smoky eye, you could do a deeper brown or a black. Again, black is always an option, just saying. Or you could do, again, a really deep color that is matching your eye. In my case, that would be like a purpley pink. But again, you can choose whatever you like. This is, again, Dark Romance. This is the Eternal Red Cherry Bomb Lip Gloss or lip oil. And listen, this is not as deep as you think, but hopefully it will fit. See what I mean? It's like a soft kind of a thing. It is not as deep as you would think, but again, this is a soft goth look, so I think that this will work quite fine. Also, it does smell really nice. Again, if you have a deep pink, that would be even better. Right on, which I really not enjoy. Just saying. Now, this could be your end result. If you love this, this is amazing. I really enjoy that. But of course, because we do want to add color. And by the way, again, you could use lip color wise, whatever you like. Black is always an option. Listen, or a really deep color of whatever you have on right now. I think though, this is looking really nice with the gloss. It's like a little bit softer. I really enjoy that. Now, that's why I have these earrings on. I want to add a little bit of mint. To do that, we will like grab our water activated product. Now, if you don't have one, you could use mixing media and an eyeshadow you really enjoy. Just scrape a little bit off on a different plate, add in the mixing media, and then like do the liner. I have though these, this is the Catrice water activated eyeliner palette, and we do have 6 eyeliners, and I do want to add this mint color here. Again, you could do whatever you like. We do have also like a beige shade. We do have technically fitting colors as well, but I do think that these will like going under with that amount of makeup we are having here. So I again want to use like a really light mint color to just like show it, you know what I mean? And you just pop in a little bit of water. I have like this is by the way an old ordinary flask. This is a dropper bottle, and I just filled it with water. And you can, again, just for convenience, just sake, and I have a liner brush. Where did I put the liner brush I just had in my hand? Liner brush, and we will just plop. By the way, I do want to add lashes in that color story as well. Now, okay, let's rewind before we're doing this. If you have like a blue, this could be amazing with a yellow liner, like different color schemes, you know what I mean? Like if you have a red, you could go with the green, and this is technically a pink, so I'm going with the mint. So it's like contrary to the color wheel or something like this. I think that would be cool. You can also, if you have like the blue, a really deep blue, you could also add like a mint, or you can, again, any other color you like. I think this is just looking mighty fine, so that's what I wanted to do, and I'm just using a little bit of product. Listen, this is not a big pen, and I always like, listen, I do have glasses normally. I have a liner brush. You could use like one of those that are not liners, liner brushes, the other ones. I'm totally forgetting what they are called. The other liner brushes where you just have one thing, and I'm just massaging the water into the liner like this, so that it has like a thicker consistency. By the way, I did not use that color yet, so I'm super excited. A little bit of a thicker consistency, just so we have a good amount of like pigment. And we will just use that to do our liner. Okay, that was a little bit too thick. Do need to control the thickness of that product. Just saying. It shouldn't be too thick, but it also should not be too thin, because then it is running, which is also not a good thing. That was my fault, not the palette. I'm just stupid. So let's do this again. And we will again do it along the lash line. Now keep in mind, I do want to have a thicker line. Listen, I need a look at this. This is cute. I do need to use a thinner brush. I did indeed work for that. I was like, can I do the thicker brush? I can't. Because let's keep it real. I'm using a thinner brush for the next step. But look at this. Isn't that cute? And again, I will do a little bit of a thicker wing because I do want to do lashes on top. And if you remember, oh my god, I'm so bad with liners. I'm pretty sure you can do it better. Also, there is some, listen, I'm sorry for that. I think you couldn't see a thing, but it technically we're doing a liner somehow. If you remember correctly, there are also brands that do like these kind of products already. Like I think NYX has one of those like nudish kind of a beigey colors, or others, you know. You don't have to do water activated liner if you don't need to. If you have like a liner that is doing the thing for you, great, work with that. I don't. But again, I do have the water activated thing, which is like going everywhere here. So let's do this properly and do a little bit of a like a wing-ish kind of a thing, because I do have hooded eyes. If you don't have hooded eyes, you don't need to. Again, do your stuff. And then the part that is really, really important, let it dry. Look at this. I really, really enjoy that. Now, we let this dry, do that on the other eye, and then we go on to lashes, because again, we want to add a little bit of something. For mascara, by the way, love that. Really, really enjoy that. Is it looking cute? It is. Now, for mascara, we could go in two different directions, and don't be color-wise, we will go and stick with the teal. But we can add, feeling like these are a little bit dried out, but we can add like something like this. If you have, again, like a blue and then you want to do like a neon pink, you could do a neon pink mascara. These ones are by 3 Mina or Mina, whatever it is. I'm not 100% sure these are still working, but technically that is an option. Now, if you do a color that you don't have a mascara of, I would suggest a different way. By the way, you can add just with the same brush, you can just paint your lashes. That works fine. In my case, I am lucky because I do have this one. This one is the Essence Lash Princess Extra Long and Volumizing Mascara Primer. And now, if you ask yourself why I am lucky, this one is not white, it is mint. So that is what we're using. And again, it has almost the same color. So we're just using that one. And again, we will do lashes next, so don't panic. But also you can technically prime your lashes with a mascara primer, because normally these are white. Or you just use a brand that has a colorful mascara, just saying. Like Colourpop has them, I think Glisten Cosmetic has them. Just so you know, there are brands that have colorful mascaras. In my case, again, I'm lucky because this one is a mint color, and it is, I think, the exact mint color that my water activated liner is. Just happy. You could also just do black and then put lashes on top that are the color. That could be working as well. For me personally, I do like to just do that. Like, look at this. I love that look. Like, look at this. Isn't that cute? I feel this is super damn cute. Is this, by the way, this mascara the most potent one you've ever tried? No. Like, it's not, but it will work for our case. And again, our case is to go on top with lashes. Now, what do we do? Because I don't own lashes that are a mint color, we will color them in with our water activated liner. Let's do it together. Use a pair of lashes, again, that are not like super duper expensive. Doesn't matter, to be honest. These ones are by Essence. These ones are the OMG. This is the color scheme. Doesn't matter. To be honest, it doesn't matter. We will use these and just like do the same. Let's do this. We will put in a little bit of water, and then we will use our brush, and we will just color them in the color you like. Again, we will mix this together. You can probably prime them, but we'll just try to, we paint on top of them. We will just try to do that. We will, listen, that is working quite fine. We will just do that on both sides, by the way. We will do that on the top and the bottom of the lash, because of course, remember that if you like have them like they are in the position where you can watch under that color. I'm having so much fun. Then we let this dry, guys. We let this dry. Just, that is working, by the way, quite nicely. Like, look at this. Again, we will do that under when it's dried, when I do the other lash, but look at this. That is working amazingly. We do that on both lashes. Let this dry a little bit in between, and I will place them on top of my lashes. So this is the finished look. I really enjoy it. Again, we do have, I feel like it worked better because I had my lashes primed with the mascara. I feel like so it blends in a little bit better. Does it look like a little bit like the Mad Hatter? Maybe. Do I care? No, I like it. I really enjoy that. You could, of course, use just one of the two methods I included to the mint. You could just use the liner and then use black lashes as well as like black mascara. I wanted to have both, but you also can use just the mascara and the lashes without the eyeliner, but I feel like it worked quite well, at least in my opinion. What do you think? Did I do good? I feel like listen, I've never did a goth makeup look. I'm pretty sure I did it wrong, but who cares? I love it. I feel like it is soft goth. Like it's gothic-ish again. And I really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please subscribe to this channel. I would love to have you in my small little YouTube family. If you do want to add in more fun looks, then again, subscribe. It's free. It's fun here. I swear. I wish you a beautiful week and we see us in my next video. So bye guys.